continuing with my theme from last week, I am once again going to use a prompt from my endorsement essays for the ELCA for a pondering. And the prompt for this week is, please state the roster on which you seek to serve. How will serving on this roster help you live into being the leader whom you believe God has called you to be? So to give a little bit of context, the ELCA has rosters of pastors and deacons, similar to how a sports team might have a roster, except for most of us aren't that athletic. A pastor is on the roster of Word and Sacrament, and a deacon is on the roster of Word and Service. So with this one out of the way, I now have 3 more questions to go, which you will hear my answers to in ponderings in the coming weeks. So to answer this question today, I've been serving at First Lutheran Church, as most of you know, since July of 2021 as a synodically authorized minister. And in the first sermon that I gave to the people of First Lutheran Church, or to anyone really, I said that I view my role as their leader not as a shepherd, but more the role of a sheep with a bell around his neck. Or, better said, perhaps, a noisy sheep. And a noisy sheep is the roster on which I seek to serve. Now, if you recall from that sermon, a sheep with a bell around its neck is called the bellwether. It is the lead sheep. The shepherd hangs a bell around the bellwether's neck, and when the other sheep hear the clanging sound, they follow this noisy sheep. And for a reason that I will never understand, can we ever really fully understand the ways of God? I believe that the one good shepherd inexplicably placed a bell around my neck, and in doing so, called me to seek service on the roster of Word and Sacrament, to be a pastor. But the call is not to earn a Master's of Divinity and become a pastor who serves with a staff in his hand, at least not to me. That's not how I want to serve, but it is to remain a noisy sheep, to be this bellwether. The pastor, to lead the flock, must follow the voice of the shepherd, the one good shepherd. The pastor cannot ever replace the shepherd, because only the shepherd can select the bellwether. The rest of the flock is eligible to be a bellwether. It just so happens that the shepherd put that bell around the pastor, the leader's neck. And it's just a simple clanging bell. The shepherd could choose any number of sheep to wear that bell, so it must be worn with humility. As one of the flock, I must listen for the voice of the shepherd and ask, where is he leading his flock? Where is he calling us to? And then, only when following the shepherd's voice, not my own, can I walk alongside the flock as we together seek to follow the way of the shepherd. You see, this bell, the one that calls the flock to attention, it's heard in all aspects of the flock's life. In teaching and preaching, Bible study, council meetings, in pastoral care, in worship, in service of others, and in the community. And the one wearing this bell must be aware of how loud it can be and how much influence it holds over the flock. When the flock hears this bell, many will follow. And therefore the pastor must pray, I when I become a pastor, if I ever finish these essays, must pray that it is the voice of the triune God that I'm listening for, not my own voice. As together the flock is led by the good shepherd, Jesus Christ. And now may the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guard your hearts and your minds in that one good shepherd, Jesus Christ. Amen.